Welcome everybody to the VooPlayer Q&A weekly webinar call. We're going to get started here in just 1 minute, but before we do, if you can confirm that both audio and video are okay, then we can proceed. Thank you. You can just type so in the chat box. All right. Hello, Dean. Hello, Will. Hello, everybody who joined, and thank you for joining. My name is Peter. I am VooPlayer's product manager, and as you know, we are holding these weekly Q&A sessions in order to answer any questions that you have related to VooPlayer, also to provide any needed training on any features or covering advanced use cases, which might benefit others as well. Also to share progress on new stuff that we're working on and value that we're adding to VooPlayer, as well as to gather, organize, and prioritize any ideas, suggestions, feedback, critique, etc. For improving VooPlayer in the future. If for whatever reason you're not able to attend one of these calls, weekly webinars are available both on our YouTube channel, a link which I just posted there, youtube.com/c/VooPlayer, as well as on our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/VooPlayer. Additionally, if at any time you have one of those ideas which you would like to contribute to help improve VooPlayer, but you're not able to attend the webinar, if whatever you're logged into the VooPlayer application over here on the left-hand side, you have documentation and support, and submit and vote on ideas. This is a nifty portal which we put together, which allows you to see stuff that we are currently working on, stuff that's under consideration, as well as stuff that we have launched. So that's a good place for you to review outside of the webinar as well, what the progress is, as well as to contribute new ideas so that other people can vote on them too, and you can also indicate the how important that is for you. So let me just share the link to that as well, so you have it. Hello to Stephen. Hello to Rune. Welcome, everybody. So the format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. At any time that you have a question, or if you came prepared with any questions, now will be a good time just to start pasting them or typing them out in the chat box, and we'll just start answering them in the order that they come in. Okay. Just a couple of brief updates until the questions start rolling in with regards to some of the things that we discussed last week. So as I mentioned, we've finally decided what's going to be our focus for the second quarter of 2019, and that's going to be the sort of the complete rework of funnels. Mainly because they're so confusing to build out, and the structure of them is not supporting everything that users, well, at least not easily what users wanted to accomplish. So that's why, well, we've actually yesterday, I believe yesterday was Monday, right? Yesterday we launched the initiative for the rework of funnels, and now we're kind of in the mapping stages of everything that we want to have accomplished. And as I promised, as we move forward with the rework, both on the interface side of things, on the sort of templating of questions and answers, as well as on the idea behind the structure of the funnels and how they can branch out, or how can they be molded into quizzes, which was one of the most popular use cases that people had issues with creating using the current funnels. We'll definitely share all of that with you on the webinar so that we can actively collect feedback as we move forward. The first component of this that we're building out is that visual build out flowchart / diagram, which aims to simplify and communicate much more directly the structure of the funnel and give you the ability to manipulate it much more easily. So that much for funnels. Also wanted to note that for the remainder of this week, if I'm not mistaken, until Sunday the 14th, We have a quick promotion, a spring promotion running for the yearly subscriptions on the enterprise and startup licenses for new users. So everybody who's free or pro can upgrade to those licenses. I think at 30% discount rate, so that's 117 a year for startup and 497 a year for enterprise. If you haven't received those emails yet inviting you to upgrade, I just want to let everybody on the call know in case that somebody still is considering upgrading, but they haven't been able to justify the price points. Now is an excellent time to do so. If you are considering upgrading but are hesitant to do so, we would love to hear that on the webinar as well. So what are some of the reasons why you still haven't upgraded, and what would need to change in VooPlayer in order for you to do so? Is it something that we're missing on the side of capabilities, performance, features, or experience that we can improve on adding value that would justify the price point cost for you in order to gain better return on your investment? Would really be interested in hearing those types of comment as well. Something along the lines of, I'm trying it out, I'm on free, or I signed up on the pro lifetime and I'm considering signing up for a subscription but still haven't done so for whatever reason. So we're really curious to gather those use cases as well. We have a question from Clark Cotton, who is saying, can we upload a master file that our subscribers can download that relates to questionnaires in support of the video content that must be answered before we allow them to view the next video? So can you upload a file that users can download that relates to questionnaires in support of the video content that must be answered? So, like as a PDF, I see what you're saying, but I'm just trying to understand, would the questions themselves be a part of the PDF? And if so, why wouldn't you use funnels to do so? You could build out a funnel with a series of questions up front, which would de facto be acting as a block until they're answered. What I'm kind of missing is what's the connection between the PDF and VooPlayer? I'm not necessarily seeing a connection there. And how would you collect the answers from the PDF? Would the PDF be submitting that data somewhere? It's really interesting. They need to do it offline, yes. So how do you collect the answers? It's a really interesting use case, and would really love to learn more about it in detail. I think, I don't know if you can just answer how you imagine to collect the answers. They must submit the answers via email. And at that point, I assume you verify them as having access to viewing another video. I guess they get a code to proceed. All right, so basically all you need to do is get them to download a PDF. That's all you need, right? From VooPlayer, from what I'm seeing. So you basically need, if you had two videos and then you just on the first video provide a download link to the PDF, and then on the next one basically you just password protect it and or have a membership site where you control access to users. So yeah, if you wanted people just to download a file, excuse me, if you wanted people to download a file in the video, you could do that in numerous ways. You could, I don't know if I have a PDF handy anywhere. First of all, I mean, what I would do if I was trying to cover that use case, let me just see if my Dropbox account is still active. Let's just pretend that, just want to see if I have a PDF of some sort. Maybe just grab a photo, sample album. Boston City Flow. We can use that. So if you all just upload a file on Dropbox and you have a link to it, what you can do is perhaps at the end of this video, I don't know, somewhere around second 30, you can create a hotspot that on a free account. You can create, no, sorry, not a hotspot. You can create some sort of an overlay, for example, something like this, and that would say, let's say, download the questions to proceed, and that would link to that file on Dropbox, and you can say want to see the next video or whatever have you, and then you can just set that up from second 30 until the end of the video, and that's basically all you will need to do. So you can just save that, and then when the video plays, that's going to pop up at the end and stay there at the end. So you basically are saying, hey, somebody needs to download this, and then once they download it and submit it, we can provide instructions either in the overlay or in the PDF. Once completed, submitted via email to us, and then you just answer them with the code, which to another video. So let's pretend this is another video now, and that second video you can either password protect it. I think I'm on a free account right now. You can password protect it, and then you can share that password with them. Or alternatively, you can also use some sort of a membership site if you have one, where you can control the access on who has access to them or not. Let's see, a lot of things piled up there. They must have been via email. They get a code to proceed, like homework. Check yes. The small area that big questions can be downloaded. So tradings can have a video and homework download area. Yes, they can also download as an audio only music MP3. Awesome. Can we change it? Can we charge for it like a song? Can you charge for what? For video access? There is a what's it called? A pay-per-view gate on the enterprise license, which, if I'm not mistaken, Clark, you're on, and that allows you to charge people via PayPal for viewing your video. The tricky part about that is that they would need to pay every time they wanted to see the video. So regardless, if I literally just paid whatever $2 to watch this video, the next time I come to that page, I will need to pay $2. Again, it's literally pay-per-view. So that's kind of the only way that you can charge people. But there's nothing that kind of prevents your workflow from saying, for example, when they download something, or even in these sort of overlay actions, you can do something along the lines of download the instructions to proceed, in which you say, hey, you need to pay that amount to that account, and then you can verify and give them the access code for the next video. No gate for subscribers for monthly access. This really sounds kind of like an elaborate use case with a lot of variables in it. So I think what might be best is to take it to the support channel, and then we can kind of break it down sort of step by step, because it really sounds like you're trying to cover a complex use case. And I don't necessarily think that a lot of people on this webinar are getting much value out of that. But I would definitely love to discuss that with you over on the support channel. So if you can just email us sort of what your requirements are and what you want to accomplish, then we can put together sort of the best plan for how to execute on that. Let's see if I missed any other questions in the meantime. That's Will said that's with one free sub account. Not sure what that is in reference to. Will, if you can elaborate, is the enterprise? Oh, I got you. Is the enterprise deal with one free sub account? No, it's not. I think that one free sub account was only offered during the registration for the original webinar we had almost 2 years ago when we launched VooPlayer v4, and that I think that's also that might still be available for people who are migrating from V3 to V4 as an upgrade. But no, in answer to your question, the enterprise license being offered in the spring promotion does not carry a free sub account with it. Sorry to disappoint. All right. It's Clark is saying it's $10 per month, white label, and it's great. Yeah. So the sub accounts, in case anybody who's on the webinar hasn't heard or knows about them yet, I downgraded myself to a free account just to sort of test out the promotion. But oh well. Let me just pull up the docs. Also, if you are new to VooPlayer, a great resource for you to get started learning about VooPlayer and get into some sort of in-depth step-by-step tutorials and review, maybe even get some ideas on how to leverage video in your business use cases is docs.vooplayer.com. It's a great resource. So on the white label, or actually we're calling that my site and clients, I believe, gives you the ability, particularly in the use cases where you might be an agency or you want to resell VooPlayer under your brand. So basically it gives you the ability to, with your site or your custom domain, to sort of mask VooPlayer under your own brand. So you can have, instead of VooPlayer, you can have whatever, YMCA player, and then you can brand it with your own colors, and you can then sell licenses to VooPlayer at whatever cost you think it's fair, but you obtain them from us at $10 per month. Caveat on that is that VooPlayer doesn't exist in that context for your clients, hence we provide no support. We don't allow any charges to be made to those sub accounts, etc. If anybody's more curious about that, I'll just share this link as well. Roger is saying, can I share a link to VooPlayer video, then change the video, but keep the same link? Yes, absolutely. So you would do this in the following fashion. So let's say that this is the video that you want to share with somebody. So you would come over here and grab the share link. You would grab the share link, and the same process would even work if, for example, you embedded the video somewhere on your site, or if you share the link with somebody, and then you can just come over here in the settings. You have this button, which is video settings, and here you can replace the video source URL, and you can if it is an externally hosted file like a YouTube file or a Vimeo file or a Dropbox or whatever, you can just directly replace the source there. However, if you want to, you can also upload the replacement for the uploaded file, for the original file which you uploaded. So here we're replacing the video source for resolutions testing source replace. That's what I named this video. So you can from here, even though I exceeded the free limit, you can upload the file from here. So hopefully that answers your question, Roger. Lewis is saying, with the watch page, the URL looks something like mysubdomain.cdn.vooplayer.com. Okay. Would a white label account remove VooPlayer here? Yes, absolutely. So let me think of a domain name. There we go. All right, that's cool. Oh well, I don't remember the username for this, but let me give this a whirl. No, it won't, because I need to be. Could I do this? Maybe. I hacked it a little bit. All right, excellent. So I have set up this domain basically to mask the entirety of WooPlayer. So in order, in answer to Lewis's question, once you set up a custom domain for your site, basically, I think it doesn't do it because it recognized my account. But basically, what would happen is, if I'm not mistaken, that should work. Yeah, but that's not the video which belong. Basically, if you did it the regular way, I think this would work. But basically, it gives you the ability to mask the entirety of WooPlayer with your own domain. But not to get into the technical details, the domain name needs to match the videos which belong to that user for this to work. But basically, from my site and clients, you can enter in your custom domain, and then basically everything is masked. The entire application is masked, and all of the watch page URLs are masked. All of the links in the embed code are masked, etc. Basically, the idea is to create something that's completely free of any WooPlayer mentions when you replace with your own custom domain. And as Clark points out, you must have customer service and training on your end, since WooPlayer in that context does not exist. The client's house assets on YouTube, Google Drive, and Dropbox, same video, and it's safe and awesome for white label security and safety of the asset in more than one place. It's so awesome. Yeah. One of the great things about WooPlayer, if anybody's still considering using WooPlayer and is just interested about what's it all about, the great thing about WooPlayer, I think, our sort of unique proposition to our users is the ability of hybrid hosting, which is developed, I think, on a level which is not available anywhere else. Allow you not only to use our cloud hosting and our cloud CDN services, our CDN services, and but also gives you the ability to import the content which you already house somewhere on providers which are you are familiar with, both on which you probably already have a lot of your files and assets. You don't need to move them anywhere, which for video files, which can go into gigabytes, is both a time saver, as well it gives you a better ability of control in your workflow, as well as the ability to leverage the bandwidth of those external hosting providers. So hybrid hosting has a lot of benefits, and it's something that we really think sets WooPlayer apart. And if you haven't considered it yet in your workflow, it's something that we definitely recommend you do. All right. Cool. Thanks to Clark for reminding us of that point. All right. Let's see if do we have any other questions? Lewis is saying, Wistia recently introduced a video channel option. Anything in the pipeline coming this way with WooPlayer? I haven't seen that. Thanks for bringing that up. I'm really curious about how they executed on that. We've been discussing channels. We've been discussing doing something like this for a while. We just weren't necessarily sure what were the use cases for that. So let me just take a look at what they actually ended up doing. So you can create a channel, you can put your videos in the first place, customize the look and feel, keep your audience engaged. Check out these channels. All right, so we have some examples over here. So let's look at this next teeny video gallery. So it's sort of like a brand page for the videos that they have, where you can have, I guess, let's see what this does. All right, so you have sort of a branded header with a video background and the ability basically to watch their videos, and basically they act, I guess, as a playlist where you just continue watching all of the videos which they have. This is, I have to admit, this is pretty cool. I'm really, I think this is a simple execution of what is a solution for the problem of, hey, I want to share a multitude of videos with somebody. And I think basically I don't necessarily consider this to be a true video channel in terms of the capabilities that a channel would entail. I see this, what they did, more of as a really nice looking playlist template, which from what I gather, this is all it is. It's just a playlist template sort of modeled in a slightly different way. So, but I definitely see the value in it. So that's really cool, and I think this is something that we would be able to do as well. But from what I'm seeing, I think we would kind of build on the playlist that we currently have in order to accommodate an interface such as this one would be, I think, the route that we would take. Stephen is +1ing that idea. Will is saying, can a button be of any use on the side of the watch page? Can the button be of any use on the side of the watch page? I don't even know how you would execute on that, how you would realize that. Well, can it be of any use? You'll need to elaborate on that. I mean, it can be, if we add it, it would have the ability to do whatever you want. It's like asking, can a logo have some use in the footer? I mean, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Everything's possible. I think we can execute on anything. It's really a matter of, well, covering actual use cases rather than trying to identify them. Let me just note this idea for the Wistia channels, or those playlist templates. They did a really good job there. Can a button be of any other? Nice playlist option for wish list. Just thinking, how about a mini control panel option? So we're I think back to the playlist where you would sort of, let's see how they did that. That would be interesting. I'm trying to close this thing. There we go. If I can close it. All right. So a mini control panel. Yeah, that's basically what's kind of, I think, missing from this. And I don't know if I can turn it on somehow. I can't. Which would give you the ability to see everything on the channel while the video is playing. But I guess you can just scroll down. Let me just zoom out a little bit just so we can see. They're resizing that. I wanted to see what the entirety of this channel would look like, but I guess more or less what I think Lewis is saying. Basically, if this didn't cover the entirety of the viewport, then you can see sort of playing next and skip, etc. Basically, your traditional playlist controls. I think what the idea is there. Yeah, I really like this. We'll definitely add this to our roadmap planning session, and we'll see what's kind of the feasibility and what actual. Now that I'm thinking, there's a really interesting use case which is kind of covered by this, is the ability to kind of experience the playlist on mobile devices is a lot easier using a layout such as this one rather than a list which covers the video. So that's definitely one of the valuable things about an approach such as this one. So thanks for bringing this idea to us, Louis. We really like what Wistia has done, and we'll look to steal from them with regards to their idea and execution and hopefully improve on it a little bit. Lewis is saying, I agree, the Wistia channel is like an enhanced playlist, but it would be cool to have a page similar to YouTube for search and displaying video thumbnails of our content with our own site. For search and displaying video thumbnails of our content with our own site. For search and displaying video contents. I'm lost there. A similar page similar to YouTube for search and displaying video thumbnails of our content. Maybe you can elaborate on that, or maybe it's just going over my head. It's the end of my day over here, so maybe I'm just a little bit slow, but I'm not getting what you're trying to accomplish there. Roger is saying, considering using Oxygen WordPress Builder, they do not have a plugin for WooPlayer. How would be the best way, loading, speed, and quality to get a WooPlayer video in the site? So the best way, Roger, would be, I'm not familiar with Oxygen. I think I've ran into it a couple of times thus far. What would be great, really, what would help us is, for example, let me just pull this up. So in Docs, in WooPlayer Docs, we have a guide for how to do that. With the Thrive Architect, we have a guide how to do that with it's not called, what was it called? WordPress something. WordPress Bakery, but they changed their name to something. How to do it in WordPress 5, how to do it on Divi themes, how to do it with Elementor, how to do it with blah 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 blah. We haven't had a chance to do that with Oxygen. So if you would be interested in letting us use your account on your WordPress admin dashboard for us to record a good tutorial about that, that would really help us. But otherwise, you can basically follow the same instructions as they are for the Thrive Architect, which would basically be, you just grab the embed code from WooPlayer. So you come over here to publish options, and that gives you the embed code. You copy over that embed code, which is in its default state optimized for performance. You have some other added capabilities, which we can get into later once we know your use case a little bit better. But you basically copy the embed code, and then in your site builder or your theme builder, you would look for some sort of a code or an HTML element. We strongly advise against using any video elements if a builder has them, and that's usually because those builder video elements are usually expecting to get a link to an MP4 file or a YouTube video or something like that, and they try to handle it on their own within their player. So if you're using a video player element in a builder, it's basically like trying to fit a player inside of a player, which usually causes a lot of conflict. So a lot of builders do compensate for that with the ability to have a custom code HTML element which you can manipulate, and that's where you would paste this embed code. So hopefully that answers that question, Roger. Shade is laughing at something. Jack, time, lol. I must have missed the joke somewhere. Lewis is saying, imagine searching videos on your own site the same way that viewers search YouTube. Yeah. So basically, again, it's a playlist with a search option. If I'm not missing anything else. Lewis, does it look right on mobile? Let's take a look at it. So I guess this is it. So I imagine this is kind of what it would look like on mobile devices as well. With probably, let's actually do it. Why not? I'm curious about how it's how it's going to look like. But I don't think this is the actual channel. I think this is just their demo page. Let's take a look at it really quickly. And I'm curious how they executed that as well. Let's look at it on iPhone. Where did I go there? I think this is it. I think it actually opened it up. So this is what it looks like on the on a mobile device, which is really great. And then, I didn't even suspect they did a great job there. Alrighty, cool. Let's see what else. Roger said that would give, that would be awesome. I will give you access. I'm in development stage at the current time. Excellent. That's a plus as well for us, not to tamper with a live site with a lot of traffic on it. Excellent. Cool. Looking forward to that. Roger, just contact us at support@woolplayer.com, and just mention that what we discussed just now, that it's a webinar thing, and you'd like us to put together a walkthrough for the Oxygen Builder. All right, cool. We stepped a little bit over time this week, but no worries. It was highly productive. I want to thank everybody who joined and contributed these great ideas. I'm really loving this Wistia playlist thing. Something we definitely need to take a look at. Hopefully, we'll see you next week as well. And until such time, have a great remainder of your week. Bye.